This is a big one, guys. I was going to say the big one, but it's not the big one. It is a big matchup. Dorian Yates, 1993. Big Ramy, 2017. The Olympia for Dorian Yates. Arnold Classic Europe for Big Ramy. Now, I gave this to you guys as a question, and a dominant victory for Dorian Yates, 83%, 17% for Big Ramy. How can you guys be so sure? Do you see the size of Big Ramy, even in this front relaxed position? Look at the shoulders. Look at the chest. It's unbelievable. And the quads? Come on. How dare you guys be so sure? All right. One thing I neglected to mention, or several things, the lats of Dorian Yates, the midsection of Dorian Yates, and the all-important calves. And I know you guys were waiting for me to say that because I am a stickler when it comes to that. No excuses. I had the smallest calves in the world, and now they're still very small, but they are twice as big as they used to be. So there's no excuse, guys. No excuse for Big Ramy either. Turn to the around, and this is oh my soul. This is an oh my soul situation. It calls for that. Dorian Yates, drier than a popcorn fart, and that is a compliment, by the way. Come on, Big Ramy, show your calves. Ramy, come on. All right, he says, and he throws his hands up in disgust. Have a look at my calves, he says. You know, a judge like myself, I am going to place a great deal of emphasis on this. Big Ramy's big, but he's moist, I guess the opposite of dry. He is carrying some water. Compared to a normal person, he's not, but compared to Dorian is not normal. Not normal at all. Drier than a popcorn fart. Dorian gets an edge in the symmetry round, and to be honest, I am surprised. Front double bicep pose, and I was going to say, ching, score one for Big Ramy. But guys, look at the waistlines. And yes, the calves even. Dorian Yates. He's actually boxing with Big Ramy, if not for the arm development of Big Ramy. And he's not, he's not killing Dorian Yates in that aspect. Dorian has those forearms. Huge forearms. Big Ramy, decent in that aspect as well. I want to say an easy point for Big Ramy, but that's just not the case. It's actually close. And you know what's confusing is this pose here is also close. The front lat spread. A little bit tipsy-topsy-turvy, I guess, for this one. Dorian Yates, of course, he has the edge. Let's actually bring another one up. I actually don't like that album for 93. Makes them look very narrow. Now you can see here, it is a good shot for Ramy. It's an awesome pose. His waistline goes small here, pushes it in some, and the lat spread is huge. Look at the shoulder width. But Dorian Yates, his lats are like two big round bulbous tumors. Now what does that mean? It means like Arnold Schwarzenegger, for instance, wins the front double because of his bicep peaks, or a Robbie Robinson. They're big, round, fashionable biceps. And Dorian Yates has a bigger set of lats than just about anybody. So I guess if I'm going to give Ramy a point in the front double, it may be a point for Dorian Yates. But you know what, guys? This is actually pretty close, to tell you the truth. The side chest... Dorian took it personally that many of you said that he would never win this pose, and he's tired of the criticism, so he personally contacted me. He's been training, and he's been working on his side chest development, and he sent me this picture. It's a right smashing side chest development, and that's what he said. He is from Worcestershire, England, after all. Anyway, this side chest is amazing, and that actually would be a showdown. But anyway, in all seriousness, I joke around, but I like to maintain somewhat of a serious edge. Big Ramy, I made him a lot shorter here. You know what they do nowadays? They bend. They pretty much sit down. But he's a whole lot thicker and presents a far better package, in my opinion, in the side chest development. Dorian gets one back. an easy one. Now, you heard me mention that other album of the 93 side tricep. This is a different vantage point, I guess. It might be the same photographer, I'm not sure, but Dorian Yates, those other pictures don't do him any justice. Just incredible. And look at the tricep development. It's not even a match. Big Ramy's not even boxing with him, even in the waistline. This is a Dorian Yates shot for sure. But Ramy got the side chest, so it's somewhat even so far, except for the symmetry round, of course. Turn around for the Christmas tree, and this is boys versus men. You go down to the bottom, it's the calf development, it's even the hamstrings. Dorian did not display his legs the same way, so they're not going to look as big. But when you get to the back development, come on. It's dryness, it's conditioning versus, I don't know, what you would call it, a normal bodybuilder, I guess, for lack of a better term. Rear lat spreads. Now, I thought for sure Big Ramy would be dwarfing Dorian more in this, and he probably is. But when you look at the conditioning, the dry muscle that Dorian presents, size is irrelevant. So you can complain all day about how I size these guys, but it doesn't matter. I could have made Big Ramy twice as large. Dorian Yates is clearly the superior bodybuilder. Just the conditioning is too much. Big Ramy cannot handle that type of conditioning. Rear double bi. This is a good shot for Big Ramy. Consider this compared with any other bodybuilder nowadays. And Big Ramy, he pretty much beats everybody. But Dorian Yates, I have to say, his lats insertion's a little uneven. But when you zoom in on Big Ramy's, they're a little even on as well. But what's not uneven is the conditioning here of Dorian. From top to bottom, he is a rock-hard stone granite. Even the glutes, and the glutes were not that fashionable back then. But he is clearly the superior man in that aspect as well. Guys, you said 81 to whatever it was a dominant victory for 17%, whatever it was. I questioned that. But you guys are smart. You guys know. I'm telling you right now. You guys know your stuff. Because I know what's next. And it's the ab and thigh. Dorian Yates was a demon in this pose in a time when the ab and thigh meant something. Think about the ab and thighs. Kevin Levrone very rarely got a victory back then, and he had an awesome ab and thigh. But you got Sean Ray, you got Dorian Yates. Nasser had a friggin' wicked ab and thigh, I'm here to tell you. But either way, Dorian, clearly the better man in this matchup. And I am going to show the most musculars, even though they did not use it. But you can go ahead and use it. It doesn't matter. The matchup, the symmetry round, the poses, the points. This is a Dorian Yates clear victory. This is 80-some% versus 17%. Well, here might as well show the crab position. And I guess for you freak fans, Big Ramy wins this one. Or if you're a little bit hard of sight and you don't see conditioning, Big Ramy may have won this one. But that is a far cry, guys. In no way, shape, or form does Big Ramy win this one. Dorian Yates, 1993, reigns supreme. And like I said, a lot of those pictures do not do him any justice. A lot of people say that. And it's right. His conditioning, his thin skin, unbeatable, unmatchable. He reigns supreme. He's not the king. Coleman is, but I guess he's the sultan, the ruler. He's from England, Yorkshire, pudding. I guess that would make him the Queen of England. Dorian Yates, the Queen of England. May he reign supreme. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this one. Hope I didn't act too crazy, because I know a little too much craziness is too much. It's like salt. Just the right amount of salt. Alright guys, hit thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Have a good day.